welcome to this month's edition of the podcast. Got me and your co-host, Brady. What up, Brady?
Ooh, we worldwide today,
That's right. We got
all over the
three
map.
countries coming together. We got our special guest. We've been trying to get him on the show for 2 years. Finally tracked him down. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Oh, hey, boys. Jay Webby.
Coming at you.
Coming at you all the way from Australia, mate.
There you go.
Like a little mate on the end.
Yeah,
Get it
yeah,
on.
yeah. Even though I'm not Australian.
But I would have believed it. So you got it. You could probably convince
Oh,
most of us.
Well, you're
oh, thanks,
acclimatized.
Brett. Yeah, no, I am. I really am.
All right, so wait, so you mentioned the whole bee sting thing, so now you got to give us the full story. How'd this bee get you?
Oh, yeah, so, I mean, this is very, very current. Like, my foot is elevated as we speak. So, the old Sunday night playing volleyball at the Oval, we all know what that's like.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I'm out there having a good time, not wearing any shoes because it's like good 35 degrees out because it's summer, and get the old stinger in the one of the toes,
Oh, that's
and
rough.
yeah, I know, and didn't even see the guy. He was just in the grass, and then I've been stung one other time by an Australian bee, and it didn't go well after about 3 days. So I decided instead of waiting 3 days and then going to the doctor, I would go the next morning because, last time then I had to go and get
Yeah,
whatever
get
it
that
was to fix
preemptive
it.
strike in. Okay.
Yeah, because who wants a balloon foot for like 3 days, right? It's like itchy and everything. So yeah, um, so I went, and they said it wasn't bad enough to give me like the good drugs, but they're like not convinced that it was going to turn into like a full like, you know, need the
Yeah.
good stuff. Um, so they just gave me some Ivy and and some kind of weak drug that
Yeah.
didn't work.
Oh,
Yeah, so
gross.
I was not a happy chappy, and then everyone on the base keeps asking me about it because I've got a balloon foot with ice on it, and yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm not happy about it because they didn't. I went to the doctor and they didn't even give me anything. So anyway, so that's my struggle at the moment,
Yeah,
but that's okay. Yeah, it's just I've got a balloon foot.
that's funny. It's that field. I remember when we were there for Sports DTS, Cotty took a bee sting there.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, it was like, wasn't it like I think it was like our first week there. He got a stinger
Did he
right in the
swell
back
up?
of his calf. Nah, he didn't react to it at all.
Oh man, it hurts for a good like 10 to 20 seconds straight.
Yeah.
Like it's not nice.
Yeah,
But
he's
yeah, I'm not allergic to bees back in New Zealand, and we have like our bees are bigger, but they're obviously a lot more kind and friendly.
yeah, doesn't Australia have like the
Friendly
killer
Kiwi
bees or
bees.
whatever?
Oh man, I don't know, but stinking thing hurt.
Oh,
Do you have to
that's
have like a
funny.
separate shoe for that? Do you have like a size 14 to wear right now?
Yeah, well, yeah, I can't. Even though my shoes are kind of like the stretchy material top, yeah, I can't slip in. So I'm actually repping the old socks and flip-flops.
Ooh, that's bad.
Yeah, but today it's literally I think like 34 degrees out.
Phew,
Um, yeah, so it's yeah, it's hot.
that's hot. Wait, so you guys, you're
That'll
on
happen.
report back, right? Is that what it is right now?
No, next week is report back week. So I came back a week early because Erica was on like a ministry leaders retreat. So we came back together, and I'm not a ministry leader, so I wasn't invited into the teaching. So instead, I was head cook for 3 days. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So your old mate Jay Webby in the kitchen cooking
Oh,
for like 70 to 80 people.
yeah.
Whose idea was that? Don't know. Uh, but there was good reviews. There was good reviews.
Oh, that's good. That's
Wow.
not bad.
So, I mean, when you give a Kiwi lamb to cook as well on the barbie, then it's always going to be
And that's gonna turn out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So,
So you got to wait for your teams. What they get back next week then?
yeah, they get back Saturday, Sunday, and then we'll have report back week. So, yeah.
Nice. Thanks. So how was the time in Nepal? How'd that go?
Oh man, time in Nepal was so good. We ran a volleyball tournament. We got all three teams together that were from the sports DTS and had a bit of fun at the volleyball tournament. Got trashed, but yeah, it's all good.
Does that destroy you?
Yeah. But now the teams had a good time. We did we dug some foundations for some houses and laid some stony foundations, which was the old get ripped while serving the Lord trick, which was good.
So hey,
Boys
you can get both,
were loving
why
it.
not?
Exactly. Who knew, hey? Yeah, it's good. Actually, I was just reading a testimony today that one of the teams sent back, and I mean, everyone loves a good tumor testimony, hey, or a tumor if you're,
Yeah,
if you're
North
from
North
your
American. Tumor.
Yeah, tumor. Yeah, tumor. But yeah, apparently there's this like believer up in this pretty remote village, like strong believer, and she asked the team to pray for her like stomach tumor she had for 5 years, and they just had like a real powerful time, and then they prayed a few different times for it, and then as they were leaving, like they asked like just check again if it's there, and that tumor, bro, got up and left the party. If you know what I mean? Isn't that
unreal?
Isn't that just it's crazy. So
Wasn't that Holly's group? I feel like I read that on her Facebook.
yeah, it's Holly's group.
Yeah, that's sick.
So yeah, so I just read that because they send testimonies back through to the the DTS office back here. So just having a little squeeze at that, and I was like, oh man, that's amazing. So the Lord is up to good stuff, and Nips.
Yeah, that's so sick
So
when you hear
good.
stories like that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
no, it's good. It's good. So, and then we had a team go to Mozambique before Nepal, and they had a great time out there as well. So continuing the sports connection out there, with the main man Jay Stizzle, which some of our listeners have first-hand experience with. And then we had another team. Of course, yours truly was was involved in the Dizzle Darcy with Holly and Blakey. So
Holly
in
Blakey?
Cambodia.
The honorary outreach member.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I was trying to explain Darcy to Holly and Blake, and I was like, he's like this big bearded guy, and he plays rugby, but he's like super funny and like the nicest guy, like, and he's like, but yeah, he's kind of big and bearded, and I think he has braids at the moment or something. Something
A lot
like
of
that.
pictures to cram into one.
Yeah. But yeah, there was good feedback on Darcy Dizzle,
Darcy Dizzle.
So
Not so bad. So he might get invited back.
yeah, so no, for sure.
Yeah, no,
No, it's noted.
Team. It was
It's
fun.
noted.
Not so bad. How many DTSs
Yeah.
is this for you now, Jason?
It's number 6, man.
Number
Wow.
6.
Racking them up.
Yep.
Wow.
So racking them up. You guys, us together, that was number 4 for me, and then been two since. So almost 2 finished since
Not
then.
so
Crazy.
bad.
Okay, what's
So
something
you gonna
Yeah,
get a
man.
gold jacket or something after this one? Like some kind of award?
Yeah.
What was that?
Are you gonna get like a gold jacket or like some kind of award after this one?
Yeah, well, everyone knows that 7 is like, the holy number. So you actually, they actually do. You're spot on. You get a gold jacket.
You can never wear it because you're in Australia, but you still have it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if you win the is it the Masters?
Yeah,
you
the
get a green
Masters,
jacket.
yeah, the green
the
jacket,
golf.
yeah.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing. They sell for the same price on eBay as well as the green jacket.
Oh, well, that's good.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. I can see
Try,
it.
try
So
to get one of
if
those.
if the fundraising gets tough for the next outreach, then probably have to.
Gotta sell the jacket. Wow. That'd be you're really committed to that DTS. You're like, all right, I'm giving
Yeah.
everything up this time.
Yeah.
Really everything.
Man. So do you have like
So
any crazy what do you say, like wisdom that you learned from your 6 DTS? What's like the big thing?
crazy wisdom.
It's like, when
Yeah.
you first started you're like, wow, and now after 6 you're like, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I would say probably my biggest. I'm gonna steal a Billboard quote
Okay.
and adapt it. Is that okay?
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, the video might get
So
taken down, but it's okay.
okay. Yeah. Copyright. Okay. I think it was either I think it was in New Zealand. It might have been here in Australia, but it was referring. It was calling all GPs, doctors, and it was saying a good doctor never stops learning, and so it was encouraging doctors to keep up to speed, keep learning, and about the most recent, I don't know, research and drugs and treatments and stuff like that. I'm assuming it's to do with that. So I think my biggest piece of wisdom, would be like, wow, you really never stop learning. And so I think the moment that you stop learning, or you think that you're, you know it all, then you're probably not in the best spot. So.
Yeah.
Because I think from my experience, and something that I think YWAM has taught me a lot, is that the Lord likes to do new things in new ways, and so even if you're doing the same thing, I guess the question is it the way that you're doing it, is that actually the right way, the way that He wants to do it? So, and it's different. It changes. It can change, and so the thing that worked on the last school, might not fly on this school because it's a different group of people, it's a different time and stuff. So, yeah, I mean that's my serious wisdom, I think.
The wisdom of Jay Moolah. You heard it
Yeah.
here first on the podcast. Never stop
Yeah.
learning.
Looks out. Yeah.
Never stop. You can pay me for that. Well, yeah, actually, I'll pay the copyright to the anyway.
Yeah, it's good though.
Too good.
Mm.
And how long have you been Mr. and Mrs. for? How's the married life been?
Oh man, the married life. Yeah, so it's been over a year. So actually, it's just been over a year and 3 months, just over.
Okay.
So January 2nd, a year and 3 months ago, was when we got married. Yeah, the married life, man, it's a good life, for sure. We've been on several outreaches together. We went to New Zealand for a bit together. Made the huge trip to the old United States of America.
Yeah.
Hoorah!
Hoorah!
That was quite the cultural experience, I must say. Met up with the one and only Trump supporter. I heard a favorite Chicagoan.
Shout outs.
Shout outs for sure. So so it was quite the cultural experience, but it was a good time. It was great. So we've been doing life together as a little family, and again, going back to my early wisdom, learning a lot, man. Learning a
Oh,
lot.
probably.
Yeah, yeah.
What's the
So,
is there like a number one thing that you like didn't expect from marriage that has
ooh,
happened?
I think probably the number one thing is I wasn't expecting to talk so much.
Okay.
Um,
Nice.
yeah, and I say that with like, you know, it's funny, but it's also like really true.
Yeah. No, totally.
So yeah, because I realize now a lot of things I talk to myself and God internally about,
Hmm.
you know. But then when there's two of you, you actually it has to come out of your mouth.
Yeah, like
Um,
constantly processing everything.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, man, that's been a journey, and Erica's definitely a lot better than that at me. So I've been playing catch up on that side for sure.
With talking.
Yeah, yeah, like, and being able to talk about things that
Everything.
are internal and the out. Yeah, basically, yeah.
You've been
I
So,
think
catching
that's
up
just that's
on
kind of like
catching up.
all women for you.
well,
You got to play catch up, but trying to be
without.
able to keep up with that.
Mm. So yeah, I mean that's probably been the biggest learning thing, and it's been a blast though. It's been an absolute journey. It was so fun hanging out with Erica's family, and
Hmm.
me and so Erica's dad's called Pat. So me and Pat Daddy, we're actually kind of quite quite similar in a lot of
Oh, Pat
ways.
Daddy.
So it's slotted right in there as like the first son-in-law out of the three sisters.
Yeah.
There you go.
So yeah, yeah.
You're
So
right so close.
pretty
Oh,
privileged position there for sure.
not
Yeah.
bad.
How did you feel about your like long shirt style and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, because sometimes the old, if you're not wearing a belt, can kind of get a bit of like Southern Hemisphere swag
Yeah.
coming out the back there as well. Um, there were comments from mum-in-law every once in a while,
Yeah.
uh, but you just roll with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
she goes.
Not
Yeah.
bad.
It's part of who I am.
Yeah. No,
So,
exactly. Don't want to hide it.
so
Wow. Wait, so how was like
tall
the
tees,
say
it's a
what?
good time. Sorry.
I was gonna say how the how's like the outreach dynamic kind of changed now that you're out there. I guess sometimes doing ministry work, but now you have like your wife Erica to do it with. How's like the dynamic changed?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's really great, and um, because obviously I married up, like you know,
Oh, there we go.
yeah, which I would encourage every lad to do.
Hey, marry up.
Um,
Come on.
Pro
yeah,
tips. Pro tips.
um, and so I mean, Erica, is she connects in super well, especially with the girls on the team, which I never feel like it's been awkward or anything, but it's nice to have a lady on board that, if there's no girl leader around, which there's often not, sometimes, then, if they need to talk about lady type things or, just generally have someone around to
Hmm.
feel comfortable with. And I've seen that it's been really cool to have that as well. So it's like kind of a really good role model for the younger girls to be around and stuff. So I really love that aspect. But then, I mean, it's fun. It's fun. Like we're in Manila together, and Erica leads worship, and she's like, super locked in and sharp on all those, things. And so it's fun doing things together.
Yeah.
I think it gets hard, like because she also like carries quite a lot of responsibility. She doesn't lead like a school, but she leads a ministry, and so she's often going on outreaches too, or like we'll kind of coordinate outreaches so we're in the same country at the same time, and so she might be leading her team and I'll be leading my team, but that can be a bit hard because then we don't really see each other or like we don't work together, you know. But working together is super fun, super easy.
Yeah, like it's super good. That's fun.
Yeah, yeah. So that's a blast, man. It's good. So yeah, keys, you know. I mean, I'm just gonna throw some relationship advice out there.
Oh, hey, it's good. You know,
It's,
we could all
I
use
mean,
some.
yeah, you know, one, marry up always,
Okay, I'm taking notes.
and yeah, and two, make sure you have the same call, because then if you do, no matter what you're doing, then you know, uh, it might look different ways. You might not have the same, you know, occupation or whatever, but if you have the same, like, you know, main goal together, then man, it's awesome. It's so much fun.
Yeah, so make sure you're headed in the same direction.
Yeah, that's right.
That's good. Not bad.
Very good.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
you're finishing up number 6 DTS. So, what are your plans? Like, you going for number 7?
Yeah, it looks like it at this stage. And I was just having some chats with the big dogs up, you know, upstairs yesterday actually.
Talking with up top.
Top dogs, yeah. There's a few top dogs, you know, basically just my leaders.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so it would be, I mean, it would be super sweet to. I mean, I love leading DTS, and I think, you know, if there's opportunity to and it fits in with things, and I mean, yeah, like I said, still learning, lots to grow in. You know, I feel like it fits me like really well. So I'll definitely keep leading for sure this year. But I mean, there's some top guys coming through and stuff like that too. So there's a lot of like leadership potential around as well. So we'll see. Things are potentially in work and you know in the works. But yeah, we're quite planted here at the moment. So definitely lead this next coming one and see where we go from there.
Yeah. Wow. That's pretty good, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
7 and
No,
just
definitely.
keep going from there.
Yeah, you actually get like a like I think the next one is 9. They actually give you a barbecue, like it's like a 9 school, like, well, we really recognize that you've gone the extra length, and so you really, to keep going, you're gonna need like protein, and
Yeah.
so here's your like,
Throw some lamb on
Yeah.
that Bobby.
Well, that's like the Australian
Yeah.
tradition, isn't it, right? Everyone gets their barbecue when you become a man.
yeah. So I mean, you get your first like, you know, 1 maybe 2 burner when you're 19, so it's the 9 thing. At 9 months, you get like the plastic one, obviously, but
Oh, yeah.
when you've led nine schools, you get like, you know, a proper like 4 burner hooded, you know, got the side burner for like the, you know, on the
Side
little
burner.
side element for like,
Yeah, you got
Yeah,
the push
yeah.
start.
yeah, yeah. No, you get got the temperature gauge on the hood, you know,
Full chrome.
maybe if you're
Chrome.
lucky, you've got like the rotisserie inside, you know, the hood.
Ooh.
So yeah, if you've done exceptionally well, so I'm not expecting that, but
Too good.
yeah.
So for those who don't know, Jason has like accepted the side hustle of being the promoter of Spikeball in Western Australia. So Jace, do you have any like updates for us on that?
Yeah, it's a side hustle. Basically, I can supply all your Spikeball needs. You know, I'd be lying if I said that the tournaments were invitation only. But if you wanted to enter the WA State Championships, then let's just say I could get you a nice spot on the, you know, on the draw, so you maybe didn't face some of the high seeds.
Oh, okay. It's not bad.
Yeah, not bad. So, yeah, that's a little side thing I've taken on. Basically, Spikeball Australia is run by a couple of lads from a church over east, and they just want to get it off the ground here in Australia. So I'm Quinton and myself are like the WA kind of, you know, we organize things.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I have a whole bunch of Spikeball sets in my storage.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Eric,
random
let me
shit.
get rid of these spike balls.
Yeah. Random shifty guys rock up to my door every
Yeah.
once in a while. Yeah. Mostly school teachers, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then, do you guys remember my car, like Quinton and my's car, the Sub, the dirty, like old Subaru wagon?
Oh, that was a nice tube.
Yeah, that thing's still going, but now it has an official Spikeball sticker on the bumper.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
Promoting too.
it's official for sure.
Wow, that's sick.
Mm. Yeah.
And I was hoping they'd get it into like Cambodia, they get it into the Asian market, because I mean, at the school I work at, one of the gym teachers, I think, or one of the ones that are there, one that used to be there, brought over a set of spike ball, but nobody knows how to play it.
Yeah.
So it's just like sitting there, and I was like, oh, I just want to play spike ball, but like everyone's like, oh no, it's not like a cool sport because nobody knows it.
It sucks. Yeah.
It's just like, oh, it'd be so
Yeah.
fun. I feel like they'd love it.
Yeah, no, it's a fun game. Yeah, it does take a little bit to get used to though, so you gotta be committed.
Yeah, but
It's not like
it's so
it's not a
much
lazy
fun.
game. Yeah, it is. It's not like, croquet or bowls,
Yeah.
lawn bowls. Yeah, you gotta be in it.
You gotta be into it, like, cause we did that for like last September for a little YWAM reunion with all the guys at Justin's place, and we just played spike ball for hours.
Hours,
Like
yeah.
everyone going
So good.
with like teams of two, just
Yeah.
swapping in and out. It was so good.
Yeah, no, it's a good little pickup game for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean what we want to do too as well, like so the guys Spike Australia like donated like 4 sets, and then I bought 2 sets, so we actually have like 6 sets, and I want to turn it into like some kind of way to connect with people in the city.
Yeah.
Promote Spikeball, but then like an evangelism tool, and we sent sets out on outreach with the guys as well. So we were running the volleyball tournament. We had little side Spikeball games going
Oh,
on.
that's good.
Locals. Yeah, locals were getting into it. Once they got the hang, because they're the Nepalese, man, they're awesome at volleyball, so the hand-eye is there.
Yeah.
It's just adjusting to the 360 kind of game thing going on.
Yeah,
So,
it's fun.
but yeah. So, and then my main man Blake, who's staffing at the moment, he's got some like fundamental practicing things, going on. So if you just want to practice your fundamentals, then here's a few little exercises that he does.
Run a little session.
Yeah. So
Nice.
it's
fun.
it's a good time.
Yeah. Man, that's sick. Well, we're coming to our
Yeah.
1-minute warning before our video gets too long to upload. So, if
Oh,
you do any
man.
last-minute shout-outs, go quick.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, shout out to all the peeps from Jay Moolah to the sports DTS. Yeah, wherever you are. I mean, I know where most of you are. Definitely miss you all heaps and think about you all a bunch. I was super jealous when you guys had like a big reunion in Canada and I wasn't there. But that's okay. We should have a reunion though at some point, because
Yeah, we
now
got
that I'm married an American, that means I will be in that part of the world from time to time. So, so the crew from there, that should happen, and then the crew from Europe,